We'll get back into playing Delta Force after this video. But I've already seen this video before, not this version of it. I've seen the Black Hokage talk about this video. So we can watch it ourselves. As always, when it comes to anything we watch, the link to the original video will be in the box below. And then for Twitch stream, the video's over, I'll put the link to the original video in the Twitch chat. Generally, you know, you always want to show the original creator of any kind of content some love, so be sure to go to the original video, watch it in its full entirety. You're probably gonna like speed through this video by actually like turning up the time on this. So we'll be going through faster, so you can watch it without a faster playback. Be sure to freaking watch the original video so we can get through here faster. So yeah, let's check out Big Streamers Just Don't Get Battlefield by Keenerd. Already know what this is going to be about. What I will say initially, just before we go in, is the issue with content creators is we want to make content that we've been making for a long time. And I'm saying we in the sense of just the blanket term. I myself am a variety of content creators, so I don't mind, Florida, changing up the formula of what I do. And that's probably why I don't grow, because I'm not just playing one game every single day, so I'm not allowing a crowd to generate around me.
Could be sleeping.
These people, they play certain games, and what they want is want every game to be the exact same game as the game that made them big. They are stuck inside of a box of only playing certain games, and they are afraid that if they stop playing the kind of game that they play, their viewers will move on. If you have a real community, they don't care what you're playing. I can play whatever I want, and Freonker will still come to my chat. I can play whatever I want, and Bartholomew will come to my chat. I can play whatever I want, and Kirby will come to my chat. I can play whatever I want, and you'll see Spartans. Bless only comes to chat if I'm playing FC. But like Pabu, Potato, and there's a number of people I can name who comes to my chat a lot. Yeah, probably. They don't care what I play. They care that I'm here. They want to watch me and talk to me and communicate with me. And I can guarantee you, whether you're is his name Nick, Tim the Tap Man, I know who he is just via my cousin watches him. But like those kind of guys, I think the other one on the left is like, is it SQC? Again, I don't watch these people, so I'm guessing when it comes to SQC's name. I think that's who that is. I think I remember the face. Probably actually. But I don't watch these people. But I can guarantee you, they can play any game they want, and they'll still have enough viewership and subscribers to have a good standard of living. They wouldn't lose their viewers because they stopped playing battle royales. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. This video is about wanting Battlefield to have a battle royale, and I'll tell you this before we get into it. Just generally,
almost 2,000.
I didn't know there's a video playing in the background. So a lot of what I said probably got funked up. So anyone's gonna comment in the freaking chat like, "Hey, there's background audio." I just noticed it and I just turned it off. But what I was going to say was, Battlefield has had battle royales before. In 2042, they tried to do Hazard Zone. It failed. No one wanted it. They tried to do Firestorm Battlefield 5. It failed. No one wanted it. There's other games who try to do battle royales and they all fail. Battle royales is not a blanket, automatic, your game succeeds. Most battle royales fail. There's only a handful, literally, not even like, not an exaggeration, not a figure of speech. There's literally only a handful of battle royales that have succeeded. Call of Duty, Fortnite, Apex, and PUBG. It's still around. People don't know PUBG's still around, but it's still around. Outside of that, you're basically just gonna stretch what the idea of success is to find like an actual success battle royale. Most of them fail. Fallout had a battle royale. It failed. There's a Vampire Masquerade battle royale. It failed. Ubisoft did Hyperscape. It failed. There was a spell related, I think it's like Spellscape or something like Spell Book. I forgot what it was called. It was something. It's like a magic based battle royale. It failed. There's a Halo put a battle royale-ish mode, not like a real battle royale, but it's like a ish kind of like battle royale. It's a Halo. It was mostly fun, but it didn't do enough to like make it stay a thing because people didn't really care. Halo players aren't interested in battle royales. So battle royales themselves they're not an automatic. Like there was that pedophile dude. He made that he was the one who was trying to push for Halo to have a battle royale, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna do a Halo battle royale anyways, because they hear those dumb cries for it. And it's like, the best way for your game to succeed is to cater to your core crowd. Your core crowd will use word of mouth to tell people who don't play the game to come play your game, and that's how you get casuals into your game. Just in general, the best way for a game to succeed is it has to have all those people. It has to have whales, it has to have tryhards, it has to have casuals, it has to have, you know, a core crowd. You have to have all those. You can't have a successful game without all those elements being there. You have to have them. You know, whether people like tryhards, whether they like whales, like, oh, you spend too much money in this game. It's like without them, free to play games won't exist, because those whales who are spending thousands of dollars on a game are the ones who are keeping the lights on. Just calling a buck, you know? Is it dumb they're spending $1,000 a month on a video game? Yes, but they keep the lights on. Should they at least, at the very least, go, let's say, instead of spending $1,000 a month, try $100 a month? That sounds more fair to me, because it will stop these corporations from being like the assholes they are when it comes to being greedy. But when it comes to, like, you know, think about like Gears of War. During a certain time frame, every game wanted to be Call of Duty. They want that because Call of Duty was making just hand over fist money. It was just crazy much money Activision was making on Call of Duty. You started to see a shift from game studios to try to be like Call of Duty. So Gears of War, after Gears of War 2, wanted to make Gears of War more casual. They did Gears of War 3. Gears of War 3 became a more casual Gears. It was easier to play. There's a lot of guns in the game that made that kind of like remove skill from Gears of War, like the Retro Lancer and the SoTArch shotgun. And the hardcore crowd, they enjoyed it a little bit, but they hated the Retro Lancer. They hated the SoTArch shotgun. They thought it was just bullshit and cheese. So, but it was still playable for the most part. And then they did a game called Gears of War Judgment, which further went into being a more, you know, Twitch shooter, Call of Duty style, Gears of War style kind of game. And it was awful. The entire community hated it and just did not play it. And because of that, People Can Fly, you know, they got removed from the project. And then you saw Epic Games get removed from Gears of War as well. And the coalition was formed to make Gears of War games their own after. Same thing happened to Halo. Call of Duty making hand over fist money. Bungie, you know, they got removed from the project after Halo Reach, and 343 came in. 343, by the way, for those who don't understand this, has people from Bungie in it. It's not, 343 was not originally just a brand new studio. It was a studio of people who were new, but also it was like, I think 30%, if not 40% of Bungie employees who stayed behind to form 343. So they wanted to make the game more casual. And Halo 4 was a more casual Halo. You had loadouts, which is a Call of Duty thing, not a Halo thing. You know, you had like way more gun options you can choose between. It got more and more casual. Halo 5 continued that being more and more casual, having way all these like, you know, goofy like sound effects that sound more childlike because they want to like get younger audiences to Halo. Just made the games easier. And it's like all of that did was just make people who play the game, you know, religiously not want to play the game. You got to know what your niche is and stick to your niche. Is it okay to add new game modes like a battle royale after the fact? Sure. If every other mode exists and is like doing fine and doing great, it's okay to add a battle royale, because like, okay, you already have Slayer, you already have Team Slayer, you already have Big Team Battle, you already have SWAT, you already have all your rank modes. The servers are doing very good. Everything is going good. You have all the modes you need. Here's a new battle royale mode, because, you know, why not have something new? That's when it's fine. But the developers should not make a battle royale their focus at all. It should be something that they tack on just to have it there because, you know, why not? Not something that you should have for the sake of having it. Anyways, that's all I yapping before the video. Let's get to the video.
Presents a dark day in our history. With this monstrous, unprovoked attack, no country is safe from their reach.
So how are you going to look at me and tell me, oh, battle royales are overdone? That comment pisses me off. It really does, man. When people are like, we don't need battle royale.
But I don't think that that's the sauce of this game. Battle Royale for this would be fire. I know you don't.
I never watched it. That thing, like what, Nick Mertz? He sounds like just looking at that one clip looks like the most dude bro annoying person in history of mankind. Like, he was like the kind of person who would hear that somebody else freaking said the N-word and would go, oh, who cares? Yo, it's about Call of Duty lobbies. All we would hear is N-word this and word that. I used to have a freaking Ku Klux Klan implement when I played Call of Duty. And just like laugh it off. That's what it kind of sounds like.
Good progression, reasons to log in daily. It needs battle pass shit for sure, and rank game notes.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Several of the world's top streamers have voiced their criticisms of the Battlefield 6 beta, and I feel like I've stepped into a time machine with how outdated some of these takes are.
So what do you mean The newer game mode that has come into gaming, the Battle Royale, is overdone. How is that
So with this, Kenner is trying to point out how old Battle Royales. Tim is trying to say Battle Royales are a new game mode. DayZ is considered to be like one of the, if not the original Battle Royales, and that was 12 years ago. You had H1Z1, PUBG, Blackout. I consider Blackout being the same bracket as like Warzone, Fortnite, Apex, Warzone. Which, like I said, I consider them to be the exact same umbrella because it's still Call of Duty. It kind of reminds me of like people kind of like associate Tarkov with like being the Kickstarter of extraction shooters, where it's like if you really want to be like accurate, the first extraction shooter that's like a AAA title was The Division. Division had the Dark Zone, and that's an extraction shooter. That mode by itself is an extraction shooter.
possible?
Wow, primitive.
I'm talking about the ones that seem to have, we'll just say, a favorite type of game. Rest assured, while we are about to tear into some dog water takes, that doesn't mean that I don't respect any of these streamers for the channels they built, or that I hate them all, or whatever. I know these people love gaming, but the role gaming plays in their professional lives seems to have completely skewed the way they view video games. And if EA and Battlefield Studios bow the knee to these kinds of streamer demands, I think Battlefield 6 as we know it will be doomed to join the ranks of other corpses paraded around like puppets pretending to be series we used to love. As I'm about to show you, these guys just don't get Battlefield. You show me a COD streamer finally trying a different game, and I'll show you someone who spouts Battle Royale like it's a nervous tick.
You like it? I do. I think the VR is going to be like if I come back and play it, I think I'm going to play that a lot more than I play this.
Overall thoughts on the game? I am having a blast. And I think ultimately, too, it's getting us excited for what potentially Battle Royale could be for this game.
Battle Royale, Battle Royale, Battle Royales.
Battle Royale or VR? VR?
BR. Battle Royale, Battle Royale.
I'm excited for the Battle Royale.
I'm not going to, because I don't watch these guys. I don't know how good they aren't at FPS games, but I feel like the constant thirst for Battle Royale is a skill issue. The fact that you can't allow yourself to play something different that's not a Battle Royale, and a lot of it comes from hardship. And people who are like these guys might play Battlefield, or might play some Conquest. It might frustrate them experiencing all the stuff around them that Battlefield has to offer. It's pure chaos. Battlefield is literal just pure chaos, and it's very unbalanced pure chaos. That's part of what makes Battlefield Battlefield. If you come from like somewhere that's more controlled with how things work, your brain can't comprehend that chaos and you want to just go back to that controlled. Battle Royales are very controlled. They're very, very open. You can go, if you want to, you can go long periods of time in Battle Royales without even like getting into gunfights. Generally, when I play Battle Royales, I've always just pushed gunfights. That's kind of like the thing because like my friends, they're just like, if we're inviting, you know, Archangel to the freaking party, y'all know damn well he's gonna be pushing every fight he freaking hears. Like even when it comes to like, I put videos of me playing Fortnite on YouTube. When I was playing Fortnite, all you saw me doing was like, every time I see like the little trigger on the side of like the screen of people like doing gunfights, I just went that way. I didn't care to go explore. I didn't care to go do like quests. I just like, where's the gunfights happening? Where's the gunfight happening? I just kept going to those gunfights and just getting into them. You can do that. But a lot of people, they don't just push every fight. They play a little bit more smart, play a little more cautious. You know, they go through the motions. I feel like a lot of these people, they just aren't good enough at other FPS games to allow themselves to get good at just that FPS and let their community enjoy what they're watching. I think if you're these people, your community will probably like actually enjoy seeing you play a different video game that's FPS, because it's like they get to experience not just you learning something new, but get to see how good you are at playing another FPS game. You know, as someone who has the background that I have, I've played every FPS game, like especially when it comes to AAA games. I played all the big AAA FPS games. It's not crazy for my viewers to see me go from Siege to Halo, because it's like, all right, you play all the shooters, so you should be doing good at both Siege and Halo, or Gears of War, things like that. But if you're someone who only plays one FPS game, then you change it up to something else that's like a different genre. Let's say you're someone who plays Apex, and you go from Apex to playing Gears of War. There's gonna be an intrigue from your community to see how you perform.
I mean,
The game itself, not the VR. I think I'm into a little bit of it, like the TDM. Maybe we can play it for a couple days.
I'm gonna be honest, I almost checked out when he said he wants to play Team Deathmatch in a Battlefield game, but let's hear some more.
I like TDM and the domination thing. It's a little bit more intimate. So if you're a Call of Duty guy, you're definitely gonna like the fact that like you're all really tight in a little map and you're bobbing and weaving.
Translation, I really liked the moments this Battlefield game didn't feel like a Battlefield game.
I know you don't. don't play it then. I'll play the BR.
Sure, Nick, a BR as one of many modes would be fine, but we all know that's not how this works. And he should know, he regularly plays one of gaming's best examples of a battle royale sucking up development resources and alienating the fan base of one of the most popular series in the world. New COD games serve as little more than invitations to come play Warzone these days. Titanfall 3 was canceled to focus on Apex, and Splitgate 2 could have had far more going for it if it didn't put all of its eggs into the basket of a subpar BR reveal. A BR that's just passable doesn't—
Now let's be honest when it comes to Splitgate. Splitgate didn't become a shell of itself because of Battle Royale, at least not entirely. Splitgate's downfall was its CEO being a dumbass. You know, the guy came onto the stage, was it the Summer Game Fest? He had like a Make Games Great Again hat, which people in generally was like, oh, here we go, political shit video games. Because, you know, Make America Great Again. So he has to make FPS games great again hat. And he's being like an asshole too. He's like cussing a lot. And he sounds like again, like a dude, bro. He's mouthing off in a way that people just did not like. And then there's like just other stuff that came out about him. People were like, okay, this guy's kind of a piece of shit. And so that kind of like started the domino effect of Splitgate collapsing. And then, you know, people was like, okay, I don't want this freaking Battle Royale. Focus on the actual Splitgate game itself. And here we are today.
In today's market, and I think Battlefield Studios knows this. That would be why they're using different studios to tag team different sides of Battlefield 6, including the not technically announced but obviously still incoming Battle Royale mode. But even then, do we really think EA will actually allow equal funding to updating Rush as they will their Battle Royale post-launch? The modern gaming evidence says no. If they do, great, but I doubt it. Which a BR focus might not be the end of the world if it stayed true to Battlefield's core in fairy tale land, but I don't see how it'd be possible to mix Battlefield's identity of a large-scale, casual, rock-paper-scissors, class-based combat with a hyper-competitive limited life mode like a Battle Royale and still be able to please everyone. So we need traditional modes to stay prioritized to retain what Battlefield is.
I see people talking about like Battlefield doesn't need to be all. Can you guys just let us have one that like BRs? Like, I mean,
if you want a BR, then play Call of Duty. Like, it's funny that the word pops up on the screen. I'm going to say it might be called gatekeeping. Let me be honest with you. Sometimes there's a good version of gatekeeping, and this is one of the times where there's a good version of gatekeeping. If you want to play Battle Royale, just go play Battle Royale. You know, don't beg for another Battle Royale. Here's so if you're thinking to yourself, why are we so against Battle Royales for Battlefield? The reason we're so against Battle Royales for Battlefield is because we always see Battle Royales kill the other game because people are casuals. And Battle Royales are a casual game mode. And the more casuals who are abandoning the core game modes to go play the Battle Royale, the less likely the core game modes get attention from not just the players, but the developers. Because the EA or whoever is the publisher is going to see those numbers like, hey, that game mode, Battle Royale, has 100,000 more players than Rush. So we think you should stop developing new maps for Rush and develop a new map for that freaking Battle Royale. We think you should have a battle pass that gives a Nicki Minaj skin because they like those. Come out with that. Even though you yourself, DICE, has said you don't want your game having those goofy ass skins, we EA think you should because they like that stuff. Make us some money. That's the fear. The fear of Battle Royales and games that don't have Battle Royales is the specification and casuality, like not casualty, casuality of the game. Making a game that's known to have some form of a skill curve an easier game through the Battle Royale. At the same time, taking development time, even if there's 3 studios working on the game, taking development time and resources away from the core of the game to do this Battle Royale that people who are fans don't care about. You know, it's history is history. And one thing about history is what? It always repeats itself. Battlefield has had 2 Battle Royales and they have both failed. Why? Because Battlefield players couldn't give 2 fucks about Battle Royales. We just don't. We don't care about Battle Royales. We just don't care. You know, and if we want to play one, you know what we do? We launch an entire different game. If a Battlefield player wants to play a Battle Royale, they just turn on Apex. They'll turn on Warzone. They'll turn on freaking PUBG. They'll turn on any other Battle Royale. They don't want it in their own game. And that's how it should be. You know, if I want to play TDM, I'm not going to go queue up TDM in Battlefield. I'm not going to go queue up TDM in Siege. I'm going to queue up TDM in Call of Duty. Because that's what I associate that franchise with. I associate Call of Duty and TDM together. Even when it comes to like, if I want to play a TDM style game mode, but like not in the exact same combat vein as Call of Duty, I'll go play Team Slayer in Halo. Because it's the same thing, just a different formula of how a video game is played. You know, and that's kind of like what a lot of people like myself who play Battlefield want these people to understand is we're not saying that you can't play a battle royale. We're just saying it already exists. We don't need more of what already exists. We need new ideas. We need the current style of Battlefield to be evolved to be in a better game. You know, we shouldn't be getting game modes and features that were in Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 and Battlefield, 6. Instead, it should be an evolution of those things. You know, instead of, hey, we're going back to destruction, it should be, hey, we have better destruction. You know, they show a comparison of Battlefield 6 and Battlefield 3 and it's like, this is how much better destruction is now versus then. You know, you want to see that evolution. And then you can have like a battle royale on the side if everything else is just done and perfect.
Dude,
Can we let you have one? Can we let you have one?
Don't you turn against me?
I don't know you anymore.
You guys already got one series to bend the knee. It's movement, it's sweat. It's
I know we're
tailor-made
pausing
for
early
you and
here.
your-
Apologies for pausing early here. But another thing I want to say in general is this. If Battlefield and any other video game makes a battle royale to cater to these people, what's going to happen? These people are going to go play Call of Duty anyways. They're only going to play Battlefield for a month and then go play Call of Duty anyways. They're going to abandon the game even if there is battle royale. You know, and they'll come back if Blackout 7 is pissing them off. That's what they'll do. If Blackout 7 is pissing them off, they'll be like, okay, this is pissing me off. I'm gonna play Battlefield's battle royale until I'm not pissed at Call of Duty anymore, and then don't go back to playing that. So you're gonna get those influx of players, and then you're gonna have that drop. It's inevitable. I guarantee you when because there is battle royale Battlefield coming out. I guarantee you when that battle royale come out, you'll see a very, very big jump in freaking numbers, and then after like a month and a half, you're gonna see an article come out. Battlefield has lost 85% of its player base. And we do like the actual numbers, 85% that they lost, which is battle royale.
your audience now. Instead of demanding Battlefield be more like COD, just go play COD. Battlefield's gonna get another battle royale, but as far as games that don't feel like they have to focus on one, could you just let us have one? But why this obsession with battle royales from streamers? Why do they insist on new FPS titles always having one? Well, the answer is less about you and more about them. How about we let Tim explain?
streamers and sweats ruin video games. Like, we tanked everything.
Yes.
There is some sort of, is there a word for like being an elitist?
Yeah, it's a word, but I think purist is more so what you're about to go for here.
There are people in gaming that play a game like Battlefield, or let's throw Halo in this bundle here, that only want the game they love to make the one thing that they love. Are you guys following what I'm saying here?
Yeah, I follow. You're saying a Battlefield fan wants more of what made them a Battlefield fan.
No shit.
Halo doesn't need the Battle Royale because I love playing the multiplayer. Correct! Battlefield doesn't need the Battle Royale because I love playing the multiplayer.
Oh, now I get it. He's reducing the Battlefield formula, developed over 20 years and 13 plus games, down to just the selfish preferences of some guy he's arguing with in his chat. Because arguing with one hypothetical person's preferences is way easier than telling an entire fan base to step aside and let the COD streamer tell us what Battlefield really needs. Why does Battlefield need another BR, Tim? Let's hear it.
For someone like me, I love playing Battle Royales.
Because you love playing them. Now, why should Tim's preference for a BR have any more merit than the rest of us? He's either ironically being the elitist he's attempting to speak against, or he's saying that his preference should be held to equal value as the Battlefield purists. Doesn't really matter because both of those would be wrong. I love horror games, Tim. Doesn't mean other people are elitist if they tell me no to GTA 6 having a horror game mode. Come on, Tim, there's more to this. Tell us why you really want a Battle Royale that's not Warzone to play.
And on top of that, it's how I make a lot of my content.
And the truth shall set you free!
This is the big disconnect with predominantly BR streamers. Games don't need Battle Royales to stay relevant with their audience. The streamers need Battle Royales to stay relevant with their audience.
Said beginning of the video, these people, their income is based on them being relevant. The new popular game is Battlefield. They feel like in order for them to stay relevant, they got to move on to the new popular game, but the new popular game doesn't have the game mode that they need to stay relevant, which is, you know, a BR. So that's why they have this reaction. They don't, here's the thing about these people. They don't genuinely give a fuck about Battlefield. They don't genuinely care if you yourself or me as an individual or anyone in their chat wants to play a battle royale or anything like that. What they want to make sure is that they can still play a battle royale and still be relevant and still have income. They want to be able to like make enough Battlefield live streams on battle royales to where maybe DICE and EA slap them a freaking check to have a skin in the game. You know, because there's Nick Mertz skins and there's freaking Tim Tapman skins in Call of Duty. So it's like, that's what they want. They don't give a fuck about the actuality of the battle royale itself. It's not the battle royale they care about. It's themselves being relevant. That's they need that. They are dependent on being relevant, because if they're not relevant, they lose money. But they'll hide all of that behind trying to make this rational thought process of y'all are gatekeeping, and there's nothing wrong with battle royales existing. Battlefield fans and Halo fans are all closed-minded. Y'all want the game to stay what it's always been. Y'all want it to have these other things that can help it succeed, because we think battle royales are an automatic ticket to success, even though statistically they're not, because look at the failure rate, look at the success rate. There's not that many that succeed.
Or at least they think they do. Most of them are entertaining enough and good at video games. I bet if they branched out more often, they'd be surprised at the results. You see, in the streaming bubble, it can be easy to start conflating viewer numbers with player numbers. Obviously, stream views help games get exposure. I'm not arguing that, but stream views is...
I actually have this issue in Siege. In the Siege community, quite often people think that the game is dying because the Twitch numbers are down. And the reality of the situation is not the case. It's because the numbers on Twitch are down does not mean people don't play the game. You know, like, for example, I play Star Trek Online on stream. That game has like 1 viewer when it comes to like the actual like number for Twitch. But I guarantee you there are thousands of people who are playing the game. Guarantee. I can pull the Steam numbers right now. I don't know. Steam numbers are just like the most obvious ones to freaking like to use. Because like obviously getting access to like Xbox and PlayStation is a little bit harder. I guarantee you, if I look at the Steam charts, hit the wrong button. This is Star Trek Online on Twitch. This game has 22 total viewers. People are watching. You know, and of those 22, it's kind of, these two are like in a shared chat together, so they have their viewers are shared together, and then it's this person right here. So it's just this and then this when it comes to like majority of the viewers, and then like one viewer. Not talking about them having 1 viewer. It's not just about. Steam charts, on the other hand, Star Trek has 1,000 players right now. 22 viewers, 1,000 players. This is an old ass game, why the play count's low. My general point is, it doesn't matter what the Twitch numbers say. Let's use a bigger freaking game. Yeah, we right there we use like an old game. Let's go with the bigger game. Let's just use Siege, because we were just talking about Siege. Even when it comes to like freaking Rivals, this game has freaking 21,000 viewers. So if you go to the Steam charts again, do you think there's 23,000 people playing this game? Or do you think there's more? What do you think is the actual like number? Do you think it's more or the same? 83,000. 22, 83. My general point is, which view counts isn't a direct correlation between the successful video game and how popular that game is. You know, there's games out there that have low like 2K. NBA 2K 26 has 27,000 people watching it. I guarantee you that the actual play count is in the 100,000s. Guarantee it. More than that. That's one of the top selling games every single freaking year. Top 5 selling games every single year. I guarantee you it's hundreds of thousands. So you can't conflate and think to yourself that Twitch numbers is indication of success, because it's not. If Siege numbers are low on Twitch, does not mean that Siege numbers are low in the actual game itself. Even when it comes to like other sport games, I've seen people in the FC community, they'll say like, hey, people aren't watching the game on Twitch. And it's like, it doesn't mean that the game's dead, it just means people aren't watching it. Sometimes you just don't want to watch gameplay. So especially if it's like if you're at the end of a life cycle for a game, you lose more interest in wanting to watch it. You know, and just sometimes in general, so you get a fatigue of watching the same thing over and over again, so you take breaks from watching it, and that's like how it happens. You don't stop playing the game though, you just stop watching content.
Figuring out just how many people are actually playing a game. Look no further than Mario Kart World. It sold over 5 million units in its first month, and reports show 94% of Switch 2 buyers got a copy of it. It was, by all available metrics, a console selling success. And how is Mario Kart World doing on Twitch? Oh. Battle Royales work really well for streaming. Every new match is like an episode of a TV show. There's a whole saga from dropping in, finding loot, close calls, and the final circle. If you pair that with an entertaining streamer, then you've got yourself a good live show for people to watch and engage with. These guys worked hard to create their brands, and a big part of that is managing audience expectations, so I'm not going to knock them for wanting to maintain their numbers. If they can accept that Battlefield's identity is different from Call of Duty's, and they just want to come enjoy it, then by all means, come on in, the water's fine. No gatekeeping here. But if streamers expect the same...
Yeah, what he's saying is what I agree with. He's not saying you can't play Battlefield. He's saying just play Battlefield as Battlefield is. And that's what I want. I want people to play the games that I love the way that they are. Don't change what I love. You need to adapt to it. Like if I go play a game that I'm not used to playing, I can't change up how I play a lot of card games. Those who know, I play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I have a former friend who plays Magic the Gathering. If I want to go play Magic the Gathering, I can't go into the Magic community and be like, okay, I don't like how something works in this game, so you should do this, this, this. I guarantee you get more players. I don't like how doing attacks work. I don't like how healing works. I don't like how life points work. Where is my 5 monster zones? Where my 5 spell zones? Where's my freaking extra deck? Where's my freaking side deck? Where's my this? And like, you need to have all these things in your game, because if you don't, I'm not gonna play it. And even with the other people who play Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want Yu-Gi-Oh! People to play your game, you gotta become Yu-Gi-Oh! The Gathering. Tell how dumb that sounds and how elitist that sounds, and how it's like I'm trying to change Magic the Gathering to be Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that's what I play. Better thought process would be, okay, I'm kind of bored of Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to learn some new card games. Hey Shinogi, can you teach me how to play Magic the Gathering? There's no, hey, change this, and this. It's just, I'm coming into your world. I need to learn how your world works. This is kind of like the general, like, we're going to like real life. This is one of the general issues we have as humanity. All thought process is to go somewhere and change it, not to adapt to what it is. You know, we'll go to another country and want to turn that country into what we left. You know, let's say like just colonialism. We want to colonize video games. That's what we're trying to do here. Like, hey, I left Call of Duty. Let's turn Battlefield into Call of Duty, because I'm not going back there. I'm here now. Let's make this what I left. Like, no, a better thought process is, hey, I'm gonna play Battlefield now. Let me adapt to how Conquest works. Let me adapt to how Rush works. Let me adapt to just how this works. How these controls are, how these weapons work, how these classes work, things like that. Learn to adapt, and over time you will grow to love the identity of the game and keep playing it for what it is and not want to change it.
They have over COD's continued development over here at Battlefield. To that I say, you want a game crafted for a younger live stream audience, eh?
I think you guys want that hospital.
General.
The thing I would say to everyone that's saying, oh, Battlefield doesn't need a BR, we don't need a BR. There's another game that said the same thing. And that game isn't doing that hot, okay? That's all I'm saying.
The willful ignorance one must exhibit to imply Halo Infinite failed to keep its launch audience because it didn't have a battle royale is staggering. Are we talking about the same?
So, I don't know if he's being serious or he's just trolling. Halo didn't fail because of no battle royale. Halo failed because it launched with no game modes. I'm someone who last played Infinite a few months ago. We still have done Infinite streams. You know, I have not quit Infinite like when most people did. The game's very good now, but since before, it doesn't matter how good your game is now, it matters where it was when it came out. People have a short attention span. They want your game to be a hit the day it comes out, or at least the week it releases, not 2 years later. Halo Infinite had barely any game modes. The netcode was ass. The desyncing was insane. You know, the desync was insane. The netcode was shit. There was no game, not even just no game modes, no core game modes. It didn't even have Slayer. You're playing Halo, and Halo doesn't have Slayer. Think about that. That's why the game failed. Not because it didn't have Battle Royale. That's a disingenuous thought process to be like, Halo failed because it didn't have Battle Royale. No, it failed because it didn't even have the Halo modes. Halo players abandoned Halo. Not casuals, the Halo player base abandoned Halo because it didn't have Halo modes. And they couldn't play the fucking game because the netcode was ass. Because when they shot people, their guns wasn't registering their shots at all. They would get shot from around the corner like a motherfucker because of desync. There was no game modes, barely any freaking maps. You know, there was an incredible imbalance of somehow how do the guns work. It was just not a good game. That's why it failed. Not because of a battle royale or not having one.
Same Halo Infinite, the one with so little content it didn't even have a Slayer playlist at launch, the one that backslid in both content and features from the games before it, the game that was competing with MCC, the game which had 0 microtransactions and 6 Halo games worth of content that could all be bought for cheaper than 1 Halo Infinite skin bundle, the game that—
Who was here when they first came out with the Chief skin? I made a video and I made like I was ranting about it. They came out with an actual Master Chief Halo, things like Halo 1, things a CE skin. It was a Halo Combat Evolved skin in Infinite. It cost $20. And at that time, MCC, the collection of Halo games where you get to play Halo 1 all the way to Halo 4, including ODST, was $9. The skin to look like Chief from the first game was $20. But the game that has 4 Halos, 5, because it has Infinite, it's 5 Halo story modes, 5 Halo campaigns, not campaigns, multiplayers, was $9. It costs you more. And not only that, you can actually like buy Halo Combat Evolved by itself and MCC together, like just because you know, just about money here, and it will still be cheaper than buying the CE skin in Infinite. Another middle finger to the player base who went, I'm not buying that. I'm not even gonna play this freaking game because that's stupid as fuck. Why does it cost $20 for a skin from the game that's only $9?
Took like 3 years of live service CPR to become a still over monetized but decent Halo game? That Halo Infinite? I guess playing Warzone for so long really has given him tunnel vision if his only metric for good game versus bad game is whether or not it has a battle royale. If we're gonna ignore the quality of a game's launch with Tim's logic here, technically Halo Infinite had 2 main battle royales, one official and one made by the Forge Falcons. Why didn't you play it on stream more than like once, Tim?
Let's go! This is actually fire.
Where were you and where were the swarms of Battle Royale fans ready to make this game successful? Better yet, why isn't Battlefield 5's Firestorm in its 7th year of prosperous live service? Could it be because Battle Royales are not a guaranteed lifeline regardless of a game's quality?
Keep these Call of Duty guys off this. We don't need a battle royale. We don't need it. I got news for y'all, man. I'm gonna tell you something. This is kind of hot. If this game BF6 flops, that may be it for Battlefield. Can we have an honest conversation here?
Yeah, we can have one. You're conflating what you think a game needs to be successful with what you think your channel needs to be successful.
We don't need a BR. Battlefield doesn't need a BR. In my opinion, this may be a hot take. You can hate me or not.
I don't hate you. It's just a disagreement over gaming. If anybody actually hates you over this, they're either too young or too mentally unstable to be on the internet anyway, so don't worry about them.
You're kind of gatekeeping the whole game from people that love battle royales.
Tim, have you ever seen Arrowhead's website? I doubt it, since Helldivers 2 isn't a battle royale.
This is a quote that I mentioned a lot. A game for everyone is a game for no one. The reason why this is like a big strong thing is because we have a society right now that feels like you have to make a product that is made for everyone. It's kind of think about a jack of all trades. A jack of all trades is good at everything, but a master of none. You don't want that. You don't want to be a master of nothing. You want to be able to be someone or something that does a lot of things very, 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 very well and great. Has some issues, but you at least do the core things that you want in your system and that you want out of your product to be very, very great. This game, Helldivers, is not an amazing game. It's a very good game. It's not perfect, and that's okay. You know, it's a game that has its own identity, its own core audience, its own like thought process of what it wants to be and how to be it. And developers try their best to make it be the best that it can at those things. It's not trying to be a game for everyone. It's trying to be a game that its core crowd will be into. People who want to play a cooperative versus AI experience. When you make your game for everyone, everyone abandons it because it's made for no one. What does that mean? If you have an RPG, in your RPG, let's just say Dragon Age Origins. Let's say you have Dragon Age Origins. Let's say that game is just a phenomenal hit with people. Let's say you change Origins into being Final Fantasy 15. And your thought process was this would be more inclusive to all gamers, not just people who want to play this style of video game. And instead of what you get, you lose that core crowd who love Dragon Age Origins, and instead you get people who just don't like the game at all. And the casuals who come play your game, they don't like other things about the like they love your combat. Combat's great, but they hate how your story's told. They hate your characters. They don't like the characters. You try so hard to appeal to a mass audience where now you have no audience. That's what this means. You know, Bungie has a little thing in their offices that says, make a game your friend will play, not a game that you will play. The thought process there is just make a looter shooter. That's what they mean by that. Make a game your friends will play is them saying, make a game that everyone will be interested in playing. Whereas it'd be a better idea if you make a game that people want to play. You want to play a game that's unique. A unique game is not designed for everyone. A unique game is designed for a core crowd of people, and that core crowd gets pulled in through the experience of playing that game.
Yeah, and let's not forget how that one went.
Okay, I don't know how I feel about it. Looking at it, if it's a game I would like playing or making content with, comment down below and leave a like on this if you want to see it. I'll consider it.
I'm not playing the game.
The amount of people telling me to play, I swear to God, they're paying people to come
Yes,
to chat.
I go to someone's stream. I had to leave after 2 minutes. You're shooting aliens, man.
I reacted to Jeff playing it, and I was like, dude, I don't know if this is for me. But
Yes.
chat won't shut up about it. I don't know.
A few moments later.
The video popped off. It's my most viewed video in a month. Got the most likes. So yeah, we're playing Helldivers today.
That wasn't necessary.
Funny thing there is what came to the pedophiles comments. He said you're shooting aliens. It's like that's the negative of Helldivers. Not because of it being a co-op game versus AI. You're shooting aliens. That's to him what's bad. That means he's saying Halo is bad. He's saying Mass Effect's bad. He's saying any game where you shoot an alien is a bad game. Doesn't matter what game it is. If you shoot aliens, it's bad because he plays Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is not that. Call of Duty is a very, very, very realistic video game where you play against the USA, you play against China, you play against the Russians, you play against all those countries. It's a very realistic game. Even though Alucard's running around in the multiplayer, even though Homelander is in the multiplayer, even though Beavis and Butthead is in multiplayer, even though there's a Gundam in multiplayer.
It was just a reminder that big streamers like this tend to rate games from the lens of what makes their content popular, not what makes a game popular. But anyway, the Arrowhead website says, a game for everyone is a game for no one.
You're kind of gatekeeping the whole game from people that love battle royales.
Who is Tim to demand an established series like Battlefield bring in something it's never needed before? What, is it Helldivers 2 all over again? Does he think that what Battlefield is on its own won't be enough to farm content from? Boy, COD licking your boots really did go to your head, didn't it? It's this kind of arrogance that puts people off and makes them paranoid that streamers are going to try to use their popularity and their platforms to change Battlefield from what its fans like about it, just like they did with Call of Duty. Higher skill gap, faster movement.
Hot take. Here's a hot take. This is like, I'm gonna say right now. If it don't apply, let it fly. Streamers, not myself, streamers aren't real gamers. And here's what I mean by that. When it comes to people who are the same size as Tim and Tap Man, they don't play video games to play video games. They play video games to make money. Their goal is not to actually enjoy a video game. Their goal is to do whatever they can to make as much money as humanly possible and just be as filthy freaking rich as humanly possible. They don't care if you enjoy the game. They don't care if anyone else enjoys the game. They just want the game to be something that they can make content off of, make money off of, and that they themselves can with ease play the game. With ease means that they don't want to have to sweat. They don't want to have to try hard. They don't have to be good. They just want to be able to like look good in front of your eyes. They want you, the viewer, to think that they're good at the game while they play it, but they're not going to play anything else. They want to just play 2K. They want to just play FC. They want to just play one game type, nothing else. They think single player games are boring. They think aliens are stupid. They don't care about any other kind of video game, just a game that they play. They're not real gamers. Sorry, not sorry. If you want to play one genre of game, you're not a real gamer.
Constantly shifting metas, the stuff that makes for more entertaining content but drives away the casuals. Warzone was just a BR mode at one point in time too, and we haven't forgotten about that. I doubt people are gatekeeping you, Tim. I doubt they're saying, we don't even want you to come and play Battlefield. Instead, I bet what they're saying is, we don't want you to come and try to change Battlefield with some of that same influence that helps change Call of Duty. It's not gatekeeping to say, you're invited to the party, just don't break anything in the house. You know what? Forget GTA 6.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. When it comes to like my thought process is of like going to another game and not changing it. If I say I want to play Magic the Gathering, I should not go to Magic the Gathering's forums and chat rooms and say, make this game Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I don't like this. Like, no, I should go into their house respectfully, wipe my shoes off on the freaking doormat, be like, okay, how do I play this game? How does this work? How does that work? What's a good starting deck? How do you make this make sense? How do you make this make sense to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player? You know, and then people who play Magic the Gathering, I'm like, hey, come on in. They open their door, offer me a lemonade, tell me what a couch is at. We can just sit here and learn how to play Magic the Gathering. That's all this for any game. If someone came to my Twitch stream and was like, hey, I want to learn how to play Siege. Can I join you in Siege and can you teach you how to play the game? My thought process will be, all right, let's do this. You know, if they're being open-minded and not sitting here going, this game needs to be Call of Duty, it'll be easy. It'll be an easy process to teach how to play Siege because Siege is not a hard game to learn. It's a hard game to master.
Or game mode, Tim. I like point-and-click story games, and if you don't want COD to put development money and resources towards a point-and-click story game mode, then you're selfish elitist and you're gatekeeping Call of Duty.
Everyone's talking about Firestorm. I did play Firestorm. In my opinion, didn't hit exactly like it could have been.
Okay, so now we are acknowledging that a game's quality can factor into a game's success, when it benefits your argument, I guess.
There were things about Firestorm that kind of irked me from a battle royale standpoint that I just didn't love.
It's not just when it benefits this argument, It's just a general thought process of, I want to say whataboutism or otherism. He only mentioned Firestorm because he knew a video like this would exist. He knows people in the chat would say, but what about this BR? He can be like, it wasn't good. It's like, I don't understand his thought process of BRs are all good, but here I'm going to tell you that these BRs are actually not that good. But listen to me when I say this though, all BRs are good. Yeah, it sounds like that sounds backwards, right? He's spent the entire time saying that all BRs are good to go backwards and say this one though wasn't, but all BRs are still good.
Okay, I guess our new rule of thumb is if there's a BR, the game's allowed to be either good or bad, but if there is no BR at all, automatic bad. Battle Royales are really just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the clash between Battlefield's casual identity and the increasingly competitive, retention-based FPS space. Brace yourselves because you're about to see just how much modern gaming has rotted some people's perception of what a game needs to be good.
It needs a good progression, reasons to log in daily. It needs battle pass for sure, and rank game modes.
Yes, the guy who's successfully monetized being chronically online is regurgitating corporate-approved drivel like a planted robot. You must keep playing, you must buy battle pass, you must play skill-based complete daily.
And so to slow things down there, he basically what SQC was saying was he thinks Battlefield needs to have all of the live service mechanics that Apex has, that Fortnite has, that Overwatch has. It has to have daily logins. Is one of the things he said. He literally said the words, it needs to have a daily login. He wants Battlefield to be a job. That's one of the biggest issues with games right now is people don't play games to play the game. They play games to do chores. They're playing games to do work. They log into the game. They see what their daily stuff is. I got to do this, and this. Okay, I'll do all those things and then log off. I don't have time to actually enjoy the game because I spend 4 hours doing all that stuff. It's not how games should be played.
Log on, log on, log on, log on.
I'm EA. I approve this message.
How far has gaming fallen that this is something to actually want out of a new game?
I top fragged the comeback game. I don't even know what he said. That was crazy.
I sat through enough of him refusing to revive teammates and solo rushing objectives to feel confident in saying the following. XQC is not interested in playing a Battlefield game for what Battlefield offers. He's an iPad kid that needs a dopamine hit every 5 seconds or else he'll switch to another app.
Yeah, I'm gonna be able to do. I forgot that Battlefield is just like a corner camping, like prone game, like wait for fucking wait for the game to come to you.
You didn't die to a corner camper. You ran into the freaking area that's being lit up because you're like being captured. Let's go back a little bit. They're playing freaking Conquest. So you just blindly ran into an area in Conquest.
Objectives to feel confident in saying
then died.
XQC is not interested in playing a Battlefield game.
Yeah, like that guy's like underneath the freaking thing, but he's capping C. He's not camping. He's playing the objective. He's trying to cap C. Or defend C because you're trying to attack it. So you're attacking C, he's trying to defend C. You're playing a game mode where it's literally part of the game mode for him to defend. If he was camping, it would be more of he's up here in the buildings, just hiding and looking over the point. He's on the objective. He's not camping. He's defending the point from you who are attacking it, but you just ran blindly in and died.
For what Battlefield offers. He's an iPad kid that needs a dopamine hit every 5 seconds or else he'll switch to another app.
And this guy is not even camping at all. This guy literally just running around, and so is SQC, and he just happens to see SQC first and shoots him and kills him.
Yeah, I'm gonna be able to do. I forgot that Battlefield is just like a corner camping, like prone game, like wait for.
There's no corners there. Where's that? What corner is that guy hiding in? He's in the middle of the freaking street, and that's someone who's played this map a lot. This is where that guy was at. This is where he died. SQC died right here. There is no cover right here. You know, the bus is right here. And this is where he essentially died from. This guy standing right here, this is a barricade. SQC ran up here, likely that got spotted. That's why he probably knew he was there. Shot SQC, and then pushed forward to try to get anyone else who's in that spot. So he's actually pushing. He's not even like camping or anything like that. Neither is his teammate. No one's camping. They're trying to defend the freaking point, and they're pushing forward and kill him. This guy's, I'm not gonna say he's lying, but he's not being honest about how he died. He's mad that he died, and he's just ranting by just going, they're all corner camping. This is what Battlefield is. Battlefield's a corner camping video games. Like, they're not in corners. This is an open, this objective is in a very, very open position. You can only really hide in this objective in these buildings, and say right now, kind of suicide. Why? Because people like me will shoot rockets into the building. If you're in these buildings, people like me are pulling a rocket out and blowing the absolute fuck out of those buildings. So there's no real, like, Battlefield, we have the saying, there's no cover, there's concealment. Concealment is temporary.
Wait for fucking what they're gonna come to you, that thing.
I have no doubt that Battlefield will have the usual retention gimmicks like battle passes and daily challenges, but to say a game has to have that and has to have ranked to keep people invested exposes one of the biggest problems in modern gaming right now. It all points to one thing, one leading factor that used to drive success in gaming. Might I remind you of an ancient, enlightening, once powerful but since forgotten word?
Strike us with the power of your voice.
If somebody wants to make the case that player retention tricks like skill-based matchmaking or login rewards lead to longer playtimes and more logins, they'd technically be correct, which is the problem. Psychologically engineered methods to keep people playing to squeeze the live service juice out of a game for as long as possible has taken priority over pure fun, original ideas, or innovative mechanics. XQC argues that Battlefield needs these gimmicks to stay alive. I argue that it's okay for a player base to move on and for a new game to come out. We are not the same.
Oh, this I don't like. You should not be able to use two primaries in a game like this. You can position yourself to have the perfect weapon in every single scenario, which kind of sucks. It's limited to shotguns, DMRs, and SMGs. I guess that's better. I don't know. The shotguns look broken.
Shroud never got on a pedestal about how Battlefield wasn't competitive enough, and he seemed to have...
Yeah, I've seen Shroud takes, and Shroud, though I disagree with him, the way he talks about his opinion isn't in a way of superiority. He's talking about it, and he's very good at explaining himself, whereas like I just don't like it myself personally. That's kind of how he is, how he talks. He doesn't speak in a way or tone where it's like what I say is final. It's just he doesn't understand how this stuff works and where he comes from. He comes from playing games like Counter-Strike, Rainbow Six Siege, Valorant. You know, he plays tactical shooters. It's not a tactical shooter. This is a very casual game that has a high skill ceiling, but it's also still a very, very casual game that has a lot of random bullshit in it that can make the game just pure chaos. And you can't use your brain in a tactical FPS thought process for Battlefield. You know, I think shotguns should exist because I think they're just dumb and completely can ruin games because of just how they work and how you want to play a video game. But as a breaching tool, I said before, I watched 2 US freaking special forces people talk about FPS games, and he said he does not understand why shotguns are in FPS games. He said they're a breaching tool, they're not used for hitting people. Battlefield, I'm gonna assume DICE saw that video. They added shotguns to the assault kit as a breaching tool. But as a video game, you can use it to hit people. Now, should they nerf it to a point where it's not usable in that way? That's who cares? You know, like it's neither here nor there. And the reason why I say it's because I'm someone who has played Battlefield games and used non-lethals to get kills. Battlefield 3 or 4, which one it was, I have over 500 kills with smoke grenades. That's not an exaggeration. The game has the M320, which is an underbarrel launcher. Yes, you can either have grenades, smoke grenades, or I think incendiary. I voluntarily always pick smoke grenades because I thought it would be hilarious to run around with smoke grenades from your underbarrel and get kills. And that's what I did. It's very, very hard. You have to like legit hit people who are low on health or get headshots to get the kills. They don't just get kills by just hit people. They have to be low on health or a headshot. It's goofy as fuck, but it's Battlefield and I thought it was hilarious. Now see the same thing comes to the shotgun. It's meant to be a breaching tool, but even if it had non-lethal, because of just how damage works, you'll probably still be able to get a lethal kill.
Fun overall, but I still included this clip because I think it gives us a good, candid glimpse into the mindset of a guy who streams mostly competitive games for a living.
I really don't like that. I need to see what it looks like from a live perspective when people do high drops. Oh, God. Oh, scope glint? Really? We're doing scope glint?
Like with the BR streamers or XQC, the context behind why a streamer has the preferences they do, it's important for counteracting any hive minds that start to pop up. And with these clips from Shroud in particular, I think his background in competitive gaming makes him more likely to criticize anything that...
Yeah, so like scope glint. If you had a scope glint in this game, that will sound very unfair and unbalanced for the sniper. Because it's a 5v5 game mode. It's a 5v5 game mode, and giving you position up like that can be critical to the entirety of the game. In a game like Battlefield, it doesn't fucking matter. There's 32 people on your team and 32 on the other team. That scope glint is fucking irrelevant. If it is, why is it there? It serves to give anyone who's pushing a chance to fight back. It's meant to be balanced. Oh God, balance. So spooky. Balance is a spooky word. That's why it's there. It's meant to give someone who's rushing a chance to be like, oh shit, sniper, and then get the fuck out of there.
Disadvantage. Anything that tips the scale too far in one direction, no matter the reason. Sniper glint, giving away your position. Carrying a second primary, so assaults are more equipped to push the front line than any other class. A landing roll that gives you a delay before you can react to what's around you. He's not wrong, these things do have their disadvantages, and he's not demanding everyone else accept his personal criticisms like someone else in this video.
It is right now. I played both weeks of the freaking beta. I played the closed test for Battlefield Labs. The only times I've seen people do that role, I've seen that role in game 0 times. Not even freaking bullshitting with you. I've done it 0 times. I've seen no one do that role. Why? Because what he just mentioned. There's a delay in you doing animation and being to ready your gun up. You are a gamer, especially if you're tryhard. I'm a tryhard. Not gonna freaking front with you. You don't want to do anything that can make it to where it's a longer time for you to go from this to this, aka readying your gun up to your face. Gun up, eyes up. You don't want anything that delays getting that gun to your face. That's why you see games that go, when it comes to like the sprint animation, instead of sprinting with the gun to your side, you sprint your gun up here so you can get it to here quicker. Because game developers think that this to this is a quicker animation. Gamers who are tryhard, especially myself included, we don't want to do any animations that slow us down. That's why in Siege had a big problem a few years ago with drop shotting. And Ubisoft didn't like drop shots being in Siege. It's a very, very fast animation, and it's kind of unfair if you're good at it. Keyword if you're good at it. So they nerfed how fast you can go from standing to crouch to freaking prawn. Like kind of like nerf drop shotting. And people who drop shot, you're just like, okay, that takes too long. Not doing it. Because you don't want to do things that make it too long to do animation. You want to do bang, 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 and that's all you want to do. You don't want to freaking do anything that's too slow. That animation is slow as fuck when it comes to getting your gun up. No one's doing it.
But my point is, making a game as fair and balanced as possible for hyper-competitiveness is just not what Battlefield is. If some sweat is hiding out in a building with a shotgun putting one in my chest every time I walk in the door, hello, you know what I should be able to do in a Battlefield game? Level the building. Or at least blow out the walls he's using as cover. If some tryhard shows up on Battlefield wanting to slide cancel circles around a 40-year-old father or two, you know what that tryhard sees on Battlefield? The barrel of an M1 Abrams. Battlefield
damn right, buddies. Yeah, damn. Like I said, you don't have cover, you got concealment. It's all temporary. Someone's camping. What you tell you, like I said, I had a stream before. I had a stream, I want to say a couple weeks ago. I think last time I played Battlefield 2042 on stream, I was like, if I'm in a situation where there's a sniper I can't get to, you tell your buddy in a freaking in a tank, that position is done. Say, hey, there's a guy in the building north of A. I pinged it. I can't get him. Can you get him? Say no more. Tank shell into that building. Tell your chopper guys. There's a bunch of guys on the rooftop on Kaleidoscope. Chopper guys, what they're gonna do? They're gonna take the attack kilo and go to that roof and air that bitch out. That's the balance of Battlefield. Communication and playing with a team who knows how to play each aspect of Battlefield. Infantry, air superiority, ground vehicles. All of that works together for the balance of Battlefield. How do you solve camping Call of Duty? You can't just hope he's still there. You can't destroy the freaking map to freaking get the campers. You can't pull up a freaking Abrams to get the campers or attack kilo. It's just there.
Some BS, you blasting your enemies with some BS, all while working with your squad and team to counter whatever the other team is throwing at you. The balance comes in from the classes and vehicles, which is why I still think weapons should be class locked. When it retains its identity, Battlefield is absolutely
I hate seeing a recon with an AR. It kills the point being, like it creates an imbalance in the ecosystem of Battlefield when you have a recon guy running around with an AR. It's like, you think of ARs in Battlefield as being an assault class weapon. Think of SMGs as being an engineer class weapon. You remove the penalty, because at the same time, it's not just like any kind of like cherry picking. It's all meant to be a form of balance that penalizes the class. If I pick engineer, I'm accepting the fact that, hey, I can't use any other guns other than SMGs. If I want to use a different gun other than SMGs, I gotta play a different class. That's the balance. I have this strong ass kit meant to take out vehicles, meant to freaking repair vehicles. The offset to my strong ass kit is I have guns that have no range. I like that. I'm an engineer main, so I have no problem with that. I play recon. I have the longest amount of range in the game. I can spot people. I have all these gadgets built around reconnaissance and doing spots and being stealthy. The trade-off is if a fight gets close quarters, I'm fucked. In Battlefield 6 and Battlefield 2042, that's not the case. You can be a recon guy who has the entire recon kit, but also has an AR. So you have all those benefits of being this reconnaissance beast, but you don't have any of the penalties of it. That's why class locking is important.
Balanced in every encounter, and that's by design. Sometimes you're going to turn the corner and see 17 sniper glints like you're at a concert. Bring in the tank. Sometimes the building you're in is going to collapse on your head and you have no clue why. No worries, a squad mate will get you back on your feet, as long as it's not XQC. Like with the Battle Royale argument, I don't think you can mix the fundamentals of Battlefield Sandbox with the ultra-focused balance that competitive play needs and be able to make everyone happy. So just stick to what Battlefield is and don't worry about competitive play or arbitrary retention tactics, or just don't make a Battlefield game. Make something else. It's that simple. It's too early to tell if Battlefield 6 will be great, just a return to form but not exemplary, or bad, but just remember, if Battlefield takes too many notes from big streamers who need gaming to cater to their stream views, their attention spans, or their preference for competitive play, this game will be doomed to toss aside the best of the series it's in to become something unrecognizable, like our boy Call of Duty did. Rest in peace. The execution of several Battlefield games over the years has been inexcusable, don't get me wrong, but the core of the series still stands. Just look at the beta numbers. People are still interested in a good, new Battlefield game that actually feels like a Battlefield game. These aren't stream numbers you're looking at, these are player numbers. People who actually...
And again, said earlier in the video, in the stream, this is just Steam charts. This does not include PS5 or Xbox or Epic or the EA freaking app. So these numbers, 3x that, 4x that, because again, you have PS5, Xbox, Epic, and the EA launcher. You know, and consoles outnumber PC players generally. So there's probably like even double that per console when it comes to these particular numbers. You know, they showed the stats for the top pre-order games of the year so far. Battlefield 6 is in the top 5 for most pre-order game of the year. So to get that high, you're thinking a million at least when it comes to players. Probably more than that.
Put their hands on the game. Battlefield 6 can
also, I'll say this too before the video wraps up. I see Battlefield 6 as being the Assassin's Creed Mirage of Battlefield. As in, it'll be marketed as being a return to form, a return to something old school, return to what you used to love. But the actual core gameplay of itself will be a mix between of the old school and the new school. It'll still perform and play kind of like 2042, but it'll have that old school sheen to it.
Have what it takes to put the series back on track. Just let it be Battlefield. If you want to see my take on EA's strategy to win back the trust they lost for the last...
That's the video. We'll put this into the Twitch chat. Those want to watch like the full video without me, you know, having the, you know, the playback speed at 1.5 and things like that. Anything that I might decide to edit out in the YouTube video. Put the link in the Twitch chat. The YouTube side of this description box will have the link. It'll be the first link in the box. So like you see this right here. This is the description box. The first link you'll see for the video will be the link to this video. It'll be like a little brief little intro, and then a link to the video. So show him some love, hit him what I like and all that good stuff. Yeah. Let's get back into Delta Force.